Hello, it's Christine again here from Remake, and we're on our alterations section. And so today we're going to look at taking in seams. Letting out seams is pretty much not an option nowadays because most garments are made with an overlocker, so you have no seam allowance to play with. But we will look in the next one at some ways that you can make garments a little bigger if you have to. So I'm going to look at two things today. This little dress, which I really love, but it drives me crazy because it's too wide and baggy. It fits in the top part, but it doesn't fit down here. So I'm going to look at how we take that in. And then the second thing I'm going to show you is this pair of trousers which I made, which I just love. They're really funky, but they were I meant to have them baggy, but they ended up being a lot baggier than I wanted them to be. So I actually took them in. And if you just hold on, I'm going to show you how I did that. Right, so here is this dress that I showed you a minute ago. And as you can see, it's quite a flared line. And it fits me in the top, but I don't like the way it fits around here. So I would like to take this dress in a little bit. Now probably what I want to do is take the line from around here and just remove some of this flared part here. So it's very easy to do. Turn your garment inside out. Which will happen eventually. Okay, so there's my side seam. And I'm just going to take a line from there to there, and I'm just going to make a nice graduated line. I'm going to pin this. Now if you didn't feel happy about doing it just with pins, just draw your line on with something, with chalk if you have it, or a pencil, or pen, any kind of writing thing will do. So what I'm trying to do is to create a nice even line, because when you start to take in garments, that's one thing you want to check, that you're not making a wiggly line or stopping the garment from hanging properly, and that's very easy to do that. So once you have pinned all the way down to the bottom, a wee bit wonky there, make it straighter. Then once you've pinned both sides of the garment, you would try it on to see how it looks. You might need to adjust it a little bit. One of the things I often recommend people to do is if you're adjusting a seam like this in a garment, try it on inside out first, because then you can actually move the pins while you're wearing it or get someone else to do it for you. Once you have pinned and marked your line, I would release the hem and then just stitch along that line, either with a sewing machine or with a nice back stitch by hand, and that's really all you need to do. You might need to trim off some extra fabric if you're taking in a lot, but that's it. So with a dress, that is what you would do. These are the trousers that I showed you earlier. Now, I made them and then I realised that they were baggier than I wanted them to be. But it was hard for me to take the side seam in because, guess what? They have a pocket. And the pocket is in the side seam, so that would have been very hard. I would have had to remove the pocket, do a whole lot of jiggling about. So what I did with these was I went to the inside seam. Now normally with the trousers, if they have no pockets on the outside leg seam, that's where you would take them in. But with these, I had to do it the other way around. So again, I just did it the same way as I showed you with the little dress. Turn the garment inside out. And then I marked the inside seam to where I wanted it to be. I let the hem down, and then I stitched all the way down both legs. So they were narrow, and it didn't really spoil the way the trousers look. You have to be careful with trousers when you're taking them in, because if you don't do this evenly, you will sometimes end up with a very twisted sort of hem, or a twisted look, which looks a bit weird. In an ideal world, if your trousers were really wide, you take in both seams. So you take in the outside seam and the inside leg seam till you got them the way you want it.